Hey everyone, this is Pause or Repeat. Here we figure out whether a game is really worth your time and money. Today's game is Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Koei Tecmo shadow dropped this game alongside the announcement of Ninja Gaiden 4 being in the works. This is a remaster of the 2008 original game done in Unreal Engine 5, so you can expect it to look like a modern game but have some 2008 quirks. But did they make any changes to the gameplay? Let's take a look and find out. The gameplay of Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is still an action-adventure game. Ninja Gaiden is a series known for being difficult going all the way back to its inception on the NES. This game is no exception, as the combat flow is high risk, high reward. While base enemies can be easily overpowered by your use of weapons, magic, and combos, so can you be overwhelmed. Combat is fast-paced, and when you're on top, it makes you feel powerful. The game also has a lot of gore and dismemberment, which makes a comeback in this game. However, you can tone this down in the settings if your stomach isn't up to the task. Aside from being able to play as Ryu, you are also given the opportunity to play as Momiji, Ayane, and Rachel, characters known already to the fans of the series. Overall, the gameplay is roughly the same as the original with slight differences, but staying faithful to the original version. So how about that story? The story is the same as it was back in 2003 and still mostly serves as a vehicle for interesting locations and enemies more so than poetic or philosophical substance. To sum it up, the Spider Ninja Clan and Greater Fiends have teamed up to bring back the Archfiend. Ryu Hayabusa, the main character, goes on a mission to stop them, and along the way, the CIA is also involved. While maybe a simple story, its delivery is memorable, especially due to the 2008 campy feel. But now the question still stands. Pause or repeat? We're going back to 2008, Chris. With a remaster, your
another
favorite.
one. Oh, I know
it's
right?
your favorite.
Oh, I know. It's just like it served it on a platter that no one asked for, right?
Hey, but I've seen that there's a huge difference in this game. Not even just visually, but just gameplay wise. This is a game that you actually might want to pick up because it is really, really just viscerally good. I want to inject this straight into my veins.
Yeah, I mean, strap in because Ryu is back after 15 years and he's bringing pure mayhem with him. I think what we love about these kind of style of games is there's no stamina bar, there's no mana bar, there's no tedious loot grinding, just that raw reflexes, absurdly fast action that requires from the best of the best gamers like myself. Obviously something that Henrik struggles with, and an unhealthy amount of limb severed. Maybe that's the fact. Maybe we could dispute it another time, but this is Ninja Gaiden 2 Remastered. It is that definitive edition that no one asked for, but everyone secretly needed in the industry. I mean, come on, Henrik. I mean, after years of Souls-like games making us suffer, it's refreshing to jump into a game where the only thing stopping you is your own skill and maybe the camera.
Yeah. I would say, too, that, while this game it could be compared to a Souls-like, it's not entirely a Souls-like.
No, it's more hack and slash.
It's a hack and slash. It's just a hack and slash that can be a little frustrating to play depending on your skill level and whether it decides to throw you into the dumpster and maybe slash you on the way in there, because it's gonna do that to you many times if you really let it to. But it really is a great change of pace from what we've been seeing in the industry a lot, and not even just in the terms of the gameplay. The gameplay, we've already said that's a good high point of the game. And the story, while it's not really the best, it doesn't take itself seriously.
It might, yeah.
and there's a lot of games out there that take themselves seriously and then they kind of like fall on their face. So is this maybe what we need, is more of like going back to stories that don't take themselves seriously and they're fun because of that?
Okay, I think you're making an excellent point that I wanted to touch on as well, because, you gotta love some of the cheeky dialogue that's in this game. It's almost like you're hearing a soliloquy, in a sense, from Shakespearean textbook or whatever. But, like, 1 second, yeah, you can clown on the plot, in a sense, but, like, the story locations in this game alone, like, come on, you're slashing through a medieval Japanese village, and then next you're battling it through, like, futuristic soldiers soldiers with laser guns, and before you can even question it, you're getting down against a giant werewolf named Wolf in a Roman Colosseum in Venice. So you're like, where are we even going with this entire thing? It only gets weirder and weirder, and then all of a sudden you're in a nightclub where there's like a Playboy certified badass who is crushing dragons with a massive hammer. Oh, by the way, just because every samurai has to do this on their to-do list, let's just go ahead and go to hell and fight Satan while you're at it as well. You gotta love these kind of style of gameplay. I mean, it's brutal, it's bloody, it's absolutely unhinged, and if you missed the glory days of hack and slash, well, this is your wake-up call.
No, it's definitely a reminder of what the industry was, because it wasn't just this game that did this back in 2008. So many games took risks and decided, yeah, you know what? I think it is going to be cool to go to New York. And then after that, go to
On
the
top
Coliseum.
of the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
no games really do that anymore in the same way. It's a awesome reminder that we really needed, and I would definitely advocate for studios to take risks like this, even if it means that you're bombastically saying we're not taking ourselves seriously.
It's so true. I mean, just give us the weapons that we all want, especially in a samurai game. You got the katanas, you got the shurikens, you got the nunchucks, you name it. Each weapon lets you dismember enemies with surgical precision. But the kicker in this game that's a little bit different this time around, losing a limb doesn't mean the enemies stop fighting. No. These maniacs get even more determined. They're going to be crawling towards you just to blow themselves up like a kamikaze farewell gift. And what is the catch, you might be wondering? Dismembered enemies become even more dangerous. That is the best part about it. It's like one last spiteful act of defiance. And gamers who are seeking that extra pain, this is something I always love and bitch about at the same time. This, I guess, is the closest thing to the Souls-like genre. Some bosses are brutal, memorable, and rewarding, while others, let's just say, we can put them in a vault, Henrik, and place them at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, never to be seen again. You know who you are. I won't spoil it if you haven't played the game.
Sounds like you had a little bit of difficulty with the camera.
I had a little bit. No, I actually had a little bit of an issue of having a skill issue, I would admit. This time around.
That is true.
I didn't
really
find the camera to be that.
Issue.
I didn't really find the camera to be as bad as what some people were saying out there. It seems like it's for like the 20-year-old heads who haven't been in front of a video game in forever and was like, wow, I can't handle this. Any real gamer will know they can jump right into this thing and have a lot of fun throwing it down, especially with a lot of these new levels where you can play with these additional characters, right? You got Rachel, you got Anya, you got, what's her name? Mama G? I'm like,
Momiji, yeah. Don't mind Chris. He can't say these names to save his life.
It's okay. I'm American after all. But like, you can beat the game and you can unlock extra costumes and chapter challenges just in case if your the experience wasn't suffering all over again enough for you. But again, in a world drowning in open world collectathons and souls likes that make you want to parry everything, Ninja Gaiden 2 Black is the much needed punch to the face that this industry really needs right now. It's fast, it's violent. I would say it even reminds you of a time when games didn't hold your hand, in a sense. They just threw you into the deep end and just watched you struggle. So welcome back, Ninja Hell. We missed you. I thought this game was fantastic. And I have a question for you,
Chris. So you're saying it's a fantastic game. So what makes this remaster different than, say, I don't know, The Last of Us 2 remaster?
Yeah, maybe I'm a little bit biased here, but I'm missing the days of these linear story play. Things that don't have to be so open world and immersed as, something that we're going to be seeing with one of the must-play games coming up in February 2025, which is Monster Hunter Wilds, for example, being placed in such a massive map. You know what I mean? Sometimes if you just get straight to the point, like that old school God of War trilogy style base, it justifies wanting to revisit and playing games for $50 and then being able to explore maybe even a series that no one thought people would even be interested in. And it's almost like a gamble from the studio to be like, hey, listen, look, we know Gen Z and even Gen Alpha haven't really experienced it like you and I did back then. And if people truly want hack and slash, will the dollar amount sell, or will the expectations live out? I don't know. I really vibed with it, Henrik. I really felt like it was a repeat. I feel like a lot of people can have a lot of fun with this game.
Oh, definitely. This is a repeat for me as well. You're gonna have fun with it, even if you played this game when it originally came out, you'll still have fun with it because it's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's going to be picking about it. I mean, obviously, people will say, there was the variation back in the day on the PlayStation compared to the Xbox 360. There's always a little bit of tweaks and turns. Some people felt like there should have been even more enemies because remember, hack and slash really requires even more enemies to kind of fill up those little tiny level selection spots. I'm losing the words.
Just to make
you
it
know
not
what I'm saying.
seem barren and you're not actually in the action.
But it seemed like they wanted to try something new, kind of modernize it a little bit in a sense for, the 2025 crowd. And for myself, I felt like it was a repeat. It's a lot of fun. I think you're going to really jive with it. But I'm curious on what you're vibing with, Henrik.
Yeah, it's a repeat for me as well. I definitely recommend this. This has my stamp of approval as well.
Hey, well, you heard it from us, and we want to know from you gamers. Is this a game where it's, where you just go, listen, we saw it one time before, but let's just bury it? Or is this like endless fun, and would you like them to revisit this franchise and make it something new and refreshing again?
Well, they are. Ninja Gaiden 4 is on the way, so stay tuned for that.
That's fair enough.